Is the conflict romantic or war?
Romantic. Like the
Interesting.
only conflict I care about. There
Oh,
is a
got
war
it.
going on, don't get me wrong,
Just
but
let's be clear.
yeah, but no, the miscommunication conflict.
Okay.
No, I don't care if like generals miscommunicate.
Hi,
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good.
Who are you?
My name is Claire,
I'm Molly.
and this is
Book
Book
stupid.
Stupid. And we're in a new setting today.
We are, aren't we?
Yeah,
I love it.
this is the new studio for now. We're at my house. I love
Stalkers
calling
take note.
I love calling my apartment my
No,
house.
same.
Yeah.
All of the dog training videos I've been watching, it's like your house, this, and like my
Yeah.
house is a room.
No, but you have to like it's like this is my
This is
house
my
and you're my new
house.
dog in my house.
Our house,
Or
even.
yeah, true.
And I keep telling him this is your house.
Yeah.
I got a puppy. I got a puppy.
Oops, sorry, Jeeps. I just got so excited.
Good dog.
Yay! Um, say
Yeah.
more on him.
His name is Hector. He is 11 weeks old. He's an English bulldog. He's adorable. I'm obsessed with him.
He's a little sweet potato.
He's like, yeah, his body is.
His his body is so tight.
No one would describe it that way.
No, he's a roly poly.
His proportions are insane.
You sent a picture, and I was like, he's a sweet potato because he's also he's also the color of a sweet potato and the shape.
Which is sweet.
Yeah.
But you see that guy from behind, it's like, which end is up? Though we're having to do a lot of working with one particular end. He's had runny movements.
Who hasn't?
Who hasn't? And bulldogs, apparently, this is news to me, but they just like ergonomically, anatomically, aren't able to self-groom.
Oh,
They can't get to their
they
own
can't lick their
asshole.
balls.
Really? Okay, and this I didn't know so much. Like dogs, like take care of their like kind of residue around their beehole
Ew.
themselves. So when we're like in dogs' faces, like yeah, they lick their
They have
poop.
butthole mouth.
And part
I
of
mean,
what
that
they
makes sense because they're always sniffing other dogs' buttholes.
right.
So they clean each other's too. That's sweet.
Bulldogs should form an alliance because like they can't do it themselves.
Oh, that's so. Are you gonna have to?
We have wipes and we've used them every single time he's gone out so far.
This is gonna make you like I think like it's gonna expand your life so much. You know,
Oh yeah, it
to have to
already
clean
has.
someone's butthole.
Yeah.
Someone.
And I would do it gladly
Yeah.
every day, multiple times a day,
Yeah.
forever. No, yeah, he's just a baby.
Yeah. I haven't even
Um,
met him yet, which is
you
crazy.
will
I
today.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We couldn't be in our normal recording situation because he now runs my house.
Yeah, he pees every 2 seconds.
Yeah. Like the running commentary right now is that he's kind of like already like dominated me. Like
Oh,
he's kind of like decide like
you're beta?
I'm beta
Okay.
to his alpha. But Mittens somehow
It
clears.
has,
Yeah.
it's the whole man thing.
Yeah. Like he'll literally just sit on my head.
Okay, I love that.
I love it too.
With his dirty butthole. Perfect.
As the person in charge of its cleanliness, not dirty.
Yeah, true. Sorry. Yeah.
And a refrain, unfortunately, has been wipe till it's clean. Wipe
Like,
till it comes back clean. Okay, but since we're here,
yeah.
do you want to talk about your reno?
I do. Okay, so yeah, we have moved into my apartment, and I am in the middle of a months-long renovation. I like to act like I own this place. I'm purely a renter, obviously, but I've lived here for 4 years, and I've really made it a home. And recently, book club was like, Claire, like it's time to accept, because I have this fear of like dying in this building.
Okay, because you've watched people do exactly that.
That's true. We live on the Upper East Side where everyone is 1,000, and all of my neighbors are 1,000. And I have seen like I always say the woman downstairs, she was so old and she got sent to the farm. Um,
And talk about an
2 years ago.
alliance among people, like vulnerable peoples. This building is like
It's a community, weirdly. Not
it's
weirdly, it's nice.
well, everyone just kind of does life alerts for each other
Yeah, it's
day
like
to
a lot of
day.
like, and this is part of my fear, it's a lot of like women who never married living here until they die. And there's nothing wrong with that, and
No.
I would be fine if that's what happens. But sometimes I just get like people make jokes to me like, "Oh, Claire is never leaving that building." I think I've had anxiety about that because I'm like, "Oh, I'm such like a spinster." But
You're not even 30. Not
I
yet
know.
30.
But I decided at the book club we were talking about it, and like my rent is so good
Yeah.
that my building has never really like made my rent terrible, so I kind of just am like, maybe I stay and make this house a home.
First of
um
all, I already find it very
Thank
homey.
you.
But yeah, I love this. Like,
Yeah.
graduate your space, step your pussy up.
And yeah, it's like sometimes you have to live in a place for 4 years before you figure out how to make it work for you,
Right.
because like there's just the only complaints I have about this place is it's not like super. I mean, this is any New York City
Yeah.
apartment, though it's like not as livable as I want it to be. um we're in my bedroom, and my bedroom is like so large by New York City.
My bedroom is so large.
It's so big, I could have 3 beds if I wanted. But it's like I can't use it for entertaining, so I have this really tiny living room, which is
It's a
fine.
really tiny.
It's tiny, and it doesn't get much light.
You have a
Whereas in here, it's
couch
like
and chairs,
I have a
a
couch
television,
and a television and a bookshelf
and a record player.
and a bar,
It's
a little bar.
perfect living room.
But I think I need, and this is something we've all been, because everyone's helping me with the renovation.
Right.
Also, I'm not like, I keep saying renovation. I'm not knocking down wall. It's just what I'm doing is turning my apartment into the Clue Mansion, and by that I mean I'm breaking down the binary of bedroom, living room. It doesn't have to be such. What are those even? You know,
You're disrupting.
cultural norms.
Yeah.
So I'm turning the my bedroom into what I'm calling the great room.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a space for sleeping and also working and podcasting,
Working.
working, and also entertaining. I'm going to put a couch in here. So that's what this is going to turn into. And then my living room, I'm turning into the parlor.
The parlor.
And that's a place for conversation and culture. It's a place where you might have a cigarette. Um, Juice is shaking her head in dismay.
We're gonna have cigarettes in the parlor.
Yeah,
Jules.
we're gonna. I already have an ashtray. And so that is gonna just become. There's also gonna be a TV in both rooms, which I was hesitant to do.
What? What happened to the projector?
I'm kind of out on the projector.
So you're gonna put a frame TV? Is that what we returned
I
to?
was thinking about a frame TV, but those are so expensive.
Maybe if you were sponsored.
Yeah, maybe.
Huh.
I think I'm gonna keep the TV I have, which is huge, but I'm gonna mount it, and then I'm gonna.
Over the
This
pole?
is what?
Over the pole?
Yeah, which I'm not afraid of. People keep saying like, "What about the pole?" And I'm like, "What about the pole?"
I think you are now like entering the world where renovation becomes literal and you have to do actual construction.
Well, I'm also like, and I'm like, I'm an obsessive person, usually about horrible things, but sometimes about like things I'm excited about.
Totally.
And this is one of them. So like, I was telling my mom last week, like at 1 a.m., I'm like walking around with a tape measure, like, will it work? And then I like can't fall asleep because I'm thinking about like how to hide the wires.
And in your dreams, you're still like Ty Pennington.
I feel like my apartment is and is going to continue to be like if you asked an 18-year-old for their extreme makeover home edition bedroom. Like,
It's a perfect place.
thank you.
It's like exactly what an adult with
Free will would do.
would do.
Yeah.
And it celebrates, I'll say it, being a woman.
It does. This is a bachelorette pad,
A
but
bachelorette
it's
pad.
like bachelorette in the sense of like the old women of the building. Um So anyway, the parlor is going to become, and also I'm going to get like a pull-out couch so people can stay in there more comfortably, and I'm going to get like tall shelving. So I'm trying to use vertical space more.
You are literally
Yeah.
optimizing your square footage and the like you're saying, you spent 4 years really learning the energy of your space,
Yeah.
and you are
Now I
now
know.
honoring that energy.
Yeah.
Like the parlor, yeah, lean in on the
Lean
slightly dimmer
in.
room.
Yeah.
Turn it sexy, make it sultry.
And that's the thing, I'm gonna get like low lighting. I might get
Hmm.
a chandelier, that's the whole thing. um
You're gonna need a contractor.
I know. I like because here's the thing, I'm like so comfortable hiring
You're
TaskRabbits
like
to
a
do like
pervert. No, we actually do need to spend a moment on this. You're a pervert for hiring TaskRabbits. She literally just wants men to like carry heavy things around her apartment.
That's not true. I just don't want to do.
You
There's certain
hired a
things
task.
at this age, at this frail age, that I won't do, and I can hire a man to do it.
Didn't a bag of clothes you were donating? You hired a
I
TaskRabbit for
It was
that?
multiple bags of clothes, and yes, I hired a man to shuttle it back in. He did like 3 rounds
He showed up
to
like
Goodwill.
wet
Yeah,
and
they're always like "fuck you,"
yeah.
which is fair.
No,
But like, yeah,
no,
there is something. I don't. Maybe I am fucked up because
it's not
I'm
fucked
like, I have
up.
a meeting. Can you take this to Goodwill
I would
for
never
me?
kink shame. I don't think it's fucked up.
But I
But
am with the reno. I was thinking about this. I was like, I can't just hire like I need like a handyman.
like someone just kind of on your payroll.
Exactly. Like I don't want to just like keep hiring. Maybe I just hire one TaskRabbit who becomes kind of like my handyman.
Okay, do you know what this is bringing up for me?
What?
I have a family member who has a handyman for their house and then started working kind of obsessively on a dollhouse and then asked that real house handyman to start doing work for the dollhouse
That's
too. And it
and
was
I
like,
have a dollhouse. I'm halfway there. Shit.
so walk the line. That's
Yeah.
all I'm
No,
saying.
that's good. That's really I gotta keep that in
I'm
mind.
just saying, a handyman can make you too comfortable.
And I already am too comfortable. Like I'm like, I'll hire a handyman. Like that's I shouldn't feel that way. I shouldn't feel comfortable even doing
Are you
that.
gonna like are we talking W-2 employee? Like,
I like that idea. You keep just giving me good ideas. Like you're not helping.
okay, but for what it's worth, I really fuck with the vision. I think it's
Yeah.
like,
And I'm really excited. And like sorry, and all this to say the first step of the reno was like I'm not allowed to buy except for I did upgrade my bed, which we talked about.
yeah,
But I'm not allowed to like buy new furniture, bring new things into this apartment until I did the big clean,
the big clean.
which I did last week and it was horrible. My nails are literally ruined from it because I was like scratching mud off the floor.
Scratching your skin off your face.
Yeah.
Cleaning.
Because I don't do deep cleans very often. So it was like, I mean, I went through a scary amount of Swiffer dust rags.
That's how you
But
know you're being thorough. I mean, these floorboards.
thank you. This is actually kind of the dirtiest part of the apartment because I didn't really get under the bed.
This place is
But
shining like the top of the Chrysler.
thank you.
Yeah.
And I threw out like 15 bags of trash. 15, 1 5.
Ooh, and you did that yourself without the help of a strapping young man?
Yeah. So it's possible. But I do have 3 bags that have to go to Goodwill and I'm keeping like
Should I get my rocks off or no? Yeah. And then wait, tell me about your debut plan.
oh, you mean like
Once the Clue Mansion is finished.
so I do want to have, even though I've lived here for 4 years, I want to have a housewarming
I love it.
once I finish the reno. And that's going to be like Clue Mansion murder mystery themed.
Yeah.
Which we love to do a murder
And I
mystery.
do want Colonel Mustard. That's
And
what I
you've
would
got
like.
it. You've got it locked down.
And I don't look good in yellow.
That's not true.
It is. I'll get a spray tan.
True, it'll be so fine.
It'll be so fine.
Yeah, and
Hell
that's
yeah.
that's what's new with me. So I'm now that I've thrown out a lot of stuff, I'm allowed to bring new stuff in. So we're gonna do it in phases because the reno's actually very expensive, and that's before my W-2 contractor even has been factored in.
Right.
So
It's troubling.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I think you've also had a really good eye for the details and budget. You've been on top of it.
I'm trying.
And there are little rules.
I'm
like I
not
don't
great
get
with
to...
money. We know that. So like.
You and me both, sis.
Yeah, I can really get ahead of myself, so I'm trying to be good.
I think let the creative juices flow.
Yeah.
I'm very inspired by what you're doing
Thank
here.
you. I'm really excited,
And we
actually. It's
haven't
like
practiced a visual medium in a while.
You mean like redecorating? A
I'm just saying,
renovation?
like, for all our artistic pursuits, like, this is a very
Yeah,
tactile, very.
that's true. And like I have a couple of like painted frames and I've started painting another frame. I'm getting back into
Oh my
to,
God. Yeah,
decorating. So,
decorating.
yeah.
And listen, maybe that's a side business at the end of this. Do you too want
And I'll
a
bring the
run?
handyman on
Right, you guys
full
really are.
time.
Did Ty Pennington
And then we
have?
fall in love. Just kidding.
Ooh. Did Ty Pennington have a fall from grace? Something is itching the back of my brain, like
Producer
he
Jukes.
might be a bad guy.
He has like a skeezy energy, so
Totally. But like how funny would it be if you showed up with this like fucking hair, you
and
know?
like a dark spray tan and a leather necklace.
Spiky blonde leather necklace. So what's the verdict? Pervert or what?
We should make that a series. Pervert or what?
DY. Oh, well.
That's pretty. I do think that's shameful.
Oh, of course it's shameful. It's just
It
I'm
could be
from
worse.
Wisconsin.
I kind of want to talk about my podiatrist, but I feel like I'm talking so much.
No, no, talk about your podiatrist.
Okay. So I think in episode 2, which just came out, we're now live. Also, we haven't talked about that.
We're live, yeah.
She told me you have to come back on
Valentine's
Valentine's
Day.
Day. So she sent me home with this like she was like use a nail strengthener for 3 weeks. She took a
Right, which you were calling a polish.
my serum.
A full ointment.
It's not an ointment. I'm gonna show it to you later. She was like use that for 3 weeks, and then she took a culture of my nail, and she it was like we'll see if it's fungal. And when you come back,
For some reason, fungal is so much easier for me to swallow than culture.
I mean, yeah, culture is disgusting. It gets so much worse, actually. So buckle up. She was like, "You'll come back in 3 weeks, and we'll see what the prognosis is."
Right.
And 3 weeks, Valentine's Day. So I went to the podiatrist on Valentine's Day, and she walks in, and I already told you I'm obsessed with her. She's like,
Totally.
also, let me just say, this podiatrist office is run how I would run a podiatrist office.
And we did just talk about the Clue Mansion of it all. So, like,
it's awful. And I love it. Like, they have like 5 receptionists. All of them are like, where's the pay? At all times, they're like, like, I walked up to the receptionist at this appointment and someone had just like left. And she goes to me, what the fuck? About another patient. Like, it's crazy town there. And there's like so many Broadway posters, and you're like, are you guys affiliated with Broadway, or is this like purely decoration?
which I mean, like, really great promo for a podiatrist.
And I will just say, my last podiatrist also had like some Broadway stuff going on, and I'm like, does every podiatrist work with Broadway? Is that like part of your like residency?
I guess like singers, dancers.
They have feet.
Fucked feet. More so than like an athlete.
I know, you would think. There's also like there was like a Yankees poster. There were multiple, and a woman in the office was like trying to talk baseball with me, and I was like, you don't even know.
Yeah.
I go in. My doctor comes in and goes, "Who did you see the last time you were here?"
Like her, right?
I go, "You." And if you listen to episode 2, I was like, "No, you were hilarious."
Yeah.
When you took the notes, and I literally said that to her, I was like, you were so funny.
Right.
So I remember you were taking notes. And she was like, okay, like, I, for some reason, don't have any record of you.
Your podiatrist tried to ghost you on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I've had enough of that. And she was like, can you just tell me everything I said? So,
especially the parts where I was really funny.
I love her. So I was like, this is what happened. You took a culture of my nail.
Again.
And you said we'd go over the results when I came back in 3 weeks. So do you have the results? And she was like, I don't have literally any information on you whatsoever. So no. And then she goes, let me go see if I can find your results. She disappears. She comes back in about 3 minutes later with the bag filled with the nail.
Shut up. I need you to not.
Okay, sorry. She comes back in with the bag and she goes,
with the culture.
With the culture, she goes, oh my God, you're patient X. And I'm like having the time of my life. So I'm like, yeah.
Me?
I'm like, I'm dying. I'm like, okay. And she's like,
I haven't been the cause of some conversation, have I?
yeah. Well, and I have.
Yeah.
She goes, we took this culture, we didn't label it, and we had no idea who it belonged to. We kept saying, They'll come back.
If you love something, set it free.
Literally. It was actually very romantic.
Yeah.
And then she brings me the bag and goes, "Does this look like your nail?"
That is so fucking
Foul.
foul.
It's foul. But I'm like having literally the time of my life. I'm like, this is the funniest place I've ever been. And I'm like,
I don't
bring
know, let me
it over.
smell it.
Yeah. And I'm like, I mean, I think like it's like scraps of a nail. Like, I don't know. And she's like, and I'm like, let's go with it. Yeah, it's me. And so then she labels it and like sends it off. And then, oh, this was another great quote from our meeting. I go, I'm just like worried that my nail has changed forever. And she goes, oh no, your nail has changed forever. No, yeah. Sorry.
Because she didn't intervene soon enough.
No, it's just like nails, like if they get too fucked, like
What kind of fucked are we talking?
it just
shape?
might always look bad. Is kind of the deal. But then she taught me how, so now I have to like, I actually have to
taught
call.
you how to be confident in your own skin.
Yeah, she taught me how to dance.
That's that famous Broadway bundle.
And she goes, so now we'll send the culture out. So I basically went just to hang out because they had nothing they could do for me. And she goes, we'll send it out, and I have to call tomorrow because I actually don't know the results. And she was like,
They should call
oh,
you.
I know, yeah. No, but no. They would literally
It's
never.
been weeks.
They probably lost it again. And I told all this to my mom, and she was like, basically, please don't go back there. And I was like, I'm a patient for life. I love it there.
Yeah, no, so fair.
I had the best day.
I like want to go. I don't
I
need a
know.
podiatrist, but I do want to go.
I know. So now I have to tape my nail every day. I have to tape my foot. Basically, I'm doing like headgear on my foot.
You're training your nail
I'm
back
training,
into.
I'm training my foot basically to like, yeah, I guess my nail. And
Your foot binding?
kind of, I can't show you. And she just like says stuff. She'll be like, you should also change up the shoes you wear. No explanation. Just like,
Do a sling back.
yeah, yeah.
A little
She just wants
over.
to see me in like a kitten, y'all.
Comment was purely sartorial. Nothing to do with your health.
She's like saying all this shit to me, and then she's like, what does your tattoo mean? Like, she just is like so fun. And this is the last thing I'll say. She like, then as we're wrapping up, another doctor comes in, knocks on her door and goes, hey, I'll make up a name. Hey, Melissa, want to come see some of this good red Valentine's Day blood? And my doctor goes, yeah, runs out of the room and is like, I'll see you at the front desk.
Okay, I want to say something about Valentine's Day
Ooh,
writ large.
yeah.
That's insane. I can actually love that
Yeah.
engagement. I love Valentine's Day.
Yeah, me too.
We have talked about how much we love it. The
Yeah.
aesthetic, the vibes, people are like so into it. We had a nice, most romantic thing that happened to them called in by a listener.
Oh my God, yes. Wait, this was so cute.
Really
Yeah.
sweet. Our friend Emma was on her way to the airport, and there were a number of people on the air train with her carrying flowers but no suitcases. So they were just heading to the airport to meet up with loved ones
It's so cute.
who were flying in on Valentine's Day,
Like,
which
who
is
even does
darling.
that in New York? Goes to meet someone at the airport.
It's not a thing in this
It's not a thing
city.
you don't do here.
Oh my God, it's so dear.
Wow. I really
So
love
I really
it.
loved that. But I think people are also like they let Valentine's Day be the permission they need to be the weirdest fucker they've ever been in their lives.
Say more.
Well, like, do you want to see this red Valentine's Day blood? What? Why?
Yeah, it's
what
perverse.
are we? Well, it's just weird. Why are we? I don't know.
Why are we bringing...
Want to see some blood? Sure, I get it.
Yeah.
Want to see some red Valentine's Day blood? I don't like
Yeah.
that. Corinne visited us in college at some point.
Yeah.
A friend who was at school in Boston, and she got off the subway in the Bronx and was walking to campus. That's one Valentine's Day pickup I should have made. I should have gone and met her at
Oh.
the subway. It was like a good mile walk
I mean, it's a
to
long walk,
campus.
yeah.
And just, it's better if you know your bearings.
Yeah, but it's also like, you're in
Sink or
college.
swim.
Yeah. She was going to school in Boston, too.
Yeah.
Like, she had her wits about her.
But it was Valentine's Day, and she was pursued for a block by a guy yelling, "What does your pussy look like on Valentine's Day?" See, people use Valentine's Day
To be creepy.
inappropriately.
Yeah.
Don't wield the day that way.
Yeah. I also think like sometimes I've been talking a lot about this that like sometimes men are really weird about Valentine's Day,
Yeah.
where like if you haven't been dating a long time, they like really freak out about uh or if you like I think like I don't know, maybe this is incorrect, but I feel like as a person who's on the apps, it's like people shut men are like I can't even talk to anyone before Valentine's Day.
Right.
And it's like we're
Lest a
not
woman
all
have
like
expectations of me.
looking for this person you've been talking to for 3 weeks to like wish happy Valentine's Day or anything like that. Like
I
I
don't need to
think
do it.
men sometimes think that women are like have these crazy expectations about it.
I don't need to do a corny fixed
Yeah.
menu overpriced dinner with
Yeah,
your dumbass.
for sure. Also, I will say last year, I think it was last year, someone DM'd me Happy Valentine's Day on Instagram. So people do really wield it in a way that's
I think right
perverse.
there are people who use its powers for
Yeah.
evil. But no, I typically just love it. I love people running around the city with like flowers and balloons
Yeah.
and like chocolates. Mittens described a weird interaction at CBS. He was just like picking up chocolate on his way home. Nice, good
You
guy.
love and you love your heart chocolates.
Well, I buy myself heart chocolates after Valentine's Day because I
Yeah.
love and we should eat chocolate assortments more often. I
I don't really like need a jelly filled chocolate, but I
disagree.
understand it. I
I'm
understand.
a freak for weird chocolates and
Yeah.
I want variation in my snack.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's picking up one of those, and an older woman, Upper East Side, was like moon-eyed, like, "Are you picking up something for your girlfriend?" And he was like, "Yeah, like my wife." And she goes, "Oh." Like it was cute if it was some budding romance,
But you
but
guys are being
oh,
sent out to pasture.
yeah, your tired old wife.
Maybe she just is like she wishes she were a girlfriend. Like maybe she's like stuck in her marriage.
Oh, okay, I love that theory. Yeah.
Like maybe she's wistful for a thing she doesn't have.
Right?
The
Sad.
budding romance, like yeah.
A budding romance. Yeah.
But yeah, but also she shouldn't put that on Mittens and you.
Oh, I don't care about that. Um, on to
Sorry, I have to itch my bra. The culture of it all.
the culture of it all.
Yeah.
I feel like you had a kickoff.
Well, this is related to Valentine's Day. So I went and saw Oh Mary. I got a last minute ticket.
You were such a bitch.
But you're going in March.
Yeah, but I thought
And you're going to a better show.
I thought you weren't going in March because you're going at some other time.
I'm not going in March because I'm going to another show.
Oh, but you weren't gonna see. You didn't have Oh Mary on the calendar at all.
No. So I was like, well, I
Is
guess
it
I'll
still
go by
Cole?
myself. Sorry?
Is it still Cola Scola?
No.
Who's
It's
Mary?
Betty Gilpin.
Oh, it's Betty Gilpin. That's
And
so
she was
sick.
fantastic.
Of course she was.
Yeah, she was so good. I mean, in a way I wish it was like Cole's Clothes still because it's just so cool.
Yeah.
But she was fantastic.
I feel the same, but like
Yeah.
I think so worth it either way. Was it a
Yeah.
good was it everything you
Yeah,
hoped?
you're gonna love it.
I'm
It's
so
just so
excited.
like physically funny.
Okay.
Like a lot of physical comedy, which I really was like slapping my knee about.
You were responding in kind with
Yeah.
physical laughter.
And then there's also like I didn't realize it's about Mary Todd Lincoln, but it's also about like Abe Lincoln is gay.
Yeah.
And that was very funny.
Nice.
Very funny to me. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was so good.
And
And it's also
spoilers.
a tight like 80 minutes, which is nice.
The power of editing.
I was home by like 9:30, which was a little bit like, okay.
I guess I'll start cleaning again.
Yeah.
That sounds like a perfect evening.
Yeah, it was nice. I got all dolled up. I wore my little heart earrings and I went to see Oh Mary.
Oh,
Yeah. I had kind of a bad
absolutely.
seat, but
Minx.
yeah.
Did you treat yourself to a nice supper?
I ordered pizza when I came home.
Delish.
Yeah.
You didn't roast yourself a chicken?
No, I did that after I cleaned. It
All
was a
right.
big weekend for me.
Big weekend.
Yeah. Oh, I'm also there's the new season of Yellow Jackets is coming out.
So I've read
Tell me what you've read.
I read I've read a take that was like because of the kind of drop off in the second season where it was like very like mainstream, like this show was
Yeah.
amazing breakout hit first season. Second season, it was really people kind of like making it a cult viewing experience. Do you think that's true or no?
What do you mean?
Like, okay, the thing I read was like, yeah, viewership kind of dropped off, but it's like the fans that remain.
My take was that season one was exhilarating. And also, it was like we didn't know what was happening. We knew that there was going to be cannibalism, but they didn't. I don't think they showed us any cannibalism until season two.
They made you work for it.
I think. Wait, no, did they eat Jackie in season one or season two? I can't remember.
I don't remember either.
I think they. Yeah, I don't know. But it really like you finally get the cannibalism like which you're really fiending for by the time it
Hate
arrives.
that.
Okay. Season two is when they start eating people.
Mm.
But then I felt like it slowed down.
The cannibalism or the
Just
show?
like the show. Like I didn't feel as like I didn't find it completely like I don't know.
Okay.
Gripping. But I just rewatched with season three coming out, I just rewatched seasons one and two.
Has the first episode of season 3 come out
There's
yet?
3 episodes, I've only watched one.
Okay, yeah.
But I like was finding myself really getting into season two actually. So I think it was just like maybe the slow release of it. I don't know what, but I think season two is good, but I do think they're edging us too much. Like
Okay.
there's this, there's like, they're doing all this stuff about like the supernatural and like we have to kill to feed the wilderness and it's coming back in the 2020s. They're like we
Okay.
have to kill to please the wilderness, like but
Okay.
you're like what, like they don't understand it and we don't understand it and it's a little frustrating.
Yeah.
And like someone needs to figure something out, I think.
Okay, yeah. This article kind of suggested that like now it's like for those that are watching for the lore. Like they are watching to understand
Yeah,
answers to these questions.
yeah,
There are three lines throughout the show, but then it also said, and I don't know, I don't want to spoil anything you haven't yet watched if
it's
there are
okay.
3 episodes of the third season out, but it was like it kind of leaves a lot of the stuff from season 2 finale just on the wayside
Mm,
for now. It's like, oh, don't worry about that cult thing or like that.
yeah, and that's annoying to me.
It compared the direction the series has taken to Lost, where it becomes
Oh,
about
Juice is nodding.
the lore and the like open questions of the premise.
Okay,
And I was thinking about that because I'm like, shows that go too hard on that build so much pressure on their writers,
definitely.
like on their creative team, where it's like hard to pay off. Like,
Yeah.
okay, also, I'm gonna stop saying the fucking phrase pay off.
I know. I actually had to stop myself already 2 times.
Girl.
But like it's the perfect word sometimes.
But it's like, I think it's really hard. A show as good as Lost.
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams, thank you for your daughter. But no thank
Yeah.
you for the end of Lost. A lot of people are
Yeah.
frustrated with that, right?
Yeah. I was talking to someone recently who told me that they liked the ending of a lot. I didn't watch it, and I was like, isn't that not most people don't like it, I
like,
think.
yeah,
Yeah.
consensus is like, huh.
I think my initial take with season two of Yellow Jackets, in the first season, it felt very much, and this is kind of like to your point, in the first season, it felt like the writers knew the long term vision. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, they know what they're doing here. Like, the second season, I didn't feel that way. I was like, it feels like you guys, like, don't know what the ending is going to be. And I kind of think if you're going to do a show that has this crazy lore, you have to know the ending.
You have to be like so meticulous
Yeah.
about every detail you
Yeah.
introduce.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like, I hate to invoke her name at all right now, but like J.K. Rowling, and I get she was doing it.
We have talked about J.K. Rowling in like every episode.
And I get she's doing it on like a scale for babies. Sorry. But like she plucks up these little details from before and she doesn't make her world too big so that she
Yeah.
can keep using these details
That's a really good
from
point.
throughout the series to give satisfying conclusions to open questions.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. And then some people, there's like, I think the more literary you go, the more like prestige you go in any format of media, the open-ended becomes like it gets more merit.
Yeah.
It's all wrapped up in like,
Well, it's HBO.
interpret it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, are you an audience member not smart enough to
Yeah.
understand the subtext?
No, that's true.
But I'm like, no, like if you're writing like kind of it's not dumb, but it's like
It's a
you're introducing interesting questions about a world you made, not
yeah,
me.
exactly. And like
Answer them.
it's I feel like we've talked about this a lot. It's like be the authority on the world you've created.
Hell yes.
Or else how am I supposed to trust you and continue watching
What am
this?
I meant to do with that?
Yeah.
It's that trust. It's that contract we made.
Yeah, yeah. And hold up your end of the bargain.
Hold
And I
up.
know that mine is only sitting on the couch, but like
But
hold it
still,
up.
sorry, I negotiated a better deal than you.
Yeah, I'm sitting pretty.
I'm a shark.
I just get to sit on my throne and judge. Um,
Speaking of judging, wait, how's the bodyguard going?
bro, I hate the bodyguard. I hate it so
I
much.
didn't want to
Yeah, you did kind of
taint
plant a
you,
seed that was like it gets hallmarky.
but it would no matter what, you would have been
Yeah.
like, huh? Did you finish yet?
No, I'm like, and I should just DNF it, but like I have a hard time doing that. Once I get to like 33%, I can't. And I'm a Kindle reader, so
Yeah,
that's
so I
why
know
I
the
know.
percentage.
Yeah. And like also I kind of wanted to talk about Kindles. My Kindle died this week and I plugged it in and it like wasn't charging. So I was like, I guess I
Devastating.
can't read The Bodyguard. But yeah, yeah. But I bought a new Kindle, which I'm excited about.
Oh my God, you are a shopaholic.
Yeah, I am. I'm like, I have a reno and I'm buying a new Kindle. Crazy. Um, I love the Kindle reading experience so much though. And I never thought I would be a Kindle girl, but I just love it so much.
The accessibility is unparalleled.
Yeah. And I love that like I'm flying this week and I love that I can throw my Kindle in my backpack and that's you're bringing 1,000 books with you.
Oh my
You're bringing a
God.
library with you.
Does Amazon pay you?
They should. Um, but I'm so excited. I got the same exact one. I really like the baby. I think people call it the baby Kindle. It's like the smallest version of the Kindle, but I love how tiny it
So
is.
small.
Just like me.
Okay, I worry about because I have a Kindle, almost never use it, use the Kindle app on my phone,
Yeah.
but it allows me to constantly be reading,
Yeah.
like in
Right.
those moments on the
When you're
subway,
watching football.
when I'm watching football. Um, but I worry about what I'm doing to my eyes. Is
Yeah.
the baby Kindle much bigger than my phone screen?
No, but you can change the font on. Can you do that on the Kindle app? Probably.
Yeah, but like, okay, what am I?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
What it would cost me in self-respect would.
Here's the thing. I thought like I think I was hesitant to get a Kindle because I was like, is the difference between reading on my phone and reading on the Kindle going to be that significant? And I can't really describe why it is different, but it is.
Kindle,
It's
it describes
better.
it. It's that paper technology with like,
Yeah, and
yeah,
it's almost like a poorly built machine. So like it's so close to reading an actual book.
yeah,
Like
yep,
it's kind of slow.
yeah, hell yeah.
It's kind of not great.
Mm-hmm.
It's black and white.
Love, yep,
It's a little like kind of like reading a book, so I like it.
hell yeah, yep.
Um, the size I think is fine though. I don't think that would. You can try mine. Wait, you have one.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, try
What kind of
it.
try your Kindle?
Yeah.
What kind of bugs me about the way I read on my phone right now is it contributes to my screen time, and I'm like, that shouldn't count. I was
You're
reading,
so right.
but
And I also like that like on the Kindle, it's like I'm on do not disturb mode. No one can text me, no one can
yeah,
I can't go on Instagram.
which is an option that you've literally just named. If it is my phone too, I can just throw it on do not
True.
disturb.
No, that's true.
But
But whenever I'm on
I
do
get what
not
you're
disturb,
saying.
I'm always like
I'm always tempted
yeah.
because you're right. It's like this is my phone that I know can do all these other things.
Yeah.
Have you seen there's this thing I get Instagram ads for called I think it's called the Brick or like Brick. It's like literally like the
It's a
machine
brick.
if you need it, the machines have won. It's a physical hardware that you are meant to keep like at an undisclosed location or in a separate room from you. And when you bring your phone to it, you make them kiss, your phone goes analog. It goes like back to the 1990s.
What?
It goes dial up. You have to it becomes nothing. It makes it a dumb phone.
Like what do you mean? Like you have to
You
do
lose the internet,
can
you
you
lose
text?
I don't know. I think you can configure it.
Okay.
I don't know. I haven't looked that closely into it because I'm like,
So it's like
need to be able to
it's like a
exert
landline.
better self-control than this. Yeah. It becomes just a phone.
Okay.
And in order to get full functionality back, you have to walk and then again make a kiss. And it's
Wow.
literally like, do not disturb, not enough for you, you sick piggy. You need brick.
You sick piggy.
And like, it's even suggested in some of the ads, like, does someone else need to hold on to your brick for you? Yeah. So that's scary.
That's so funny.
I'm
You have
getting
to
targeted
you
with
have to
it.
buy a brick, but like only if you have someone who can keep your brick.
Like,
You should come up with this as where like they also give you a person.
and maybe you follow him up.
And also he can like hide the cords from your TV. He can mount your TV.
Right, because his whole energy is kind of like,
He can do anything.
right, and he's like mad at the like modern era of technology, so he's really good with
Yeah.
his hands.
I actually hate men like that who are like
I know, what are okay, we've already talked about J.K. Rowling. Time to talk about Tessa Bailey.
Oh my god, yes.
Every guy
That is
she
a
writes.
Tessa Bailey man. Yeah. He's like,
Sorry, sweetheart, I've got your brick.
someone needs to tell her about the brick. Oh my god.
Yeah, so scary.
Um, okay, so yeah, I'm not liking The Bodyguard.
It's
Is what I
bad.
meant.
It only
And
gets worse.
okay, I wish I had. I can't pull up the receipts right now, but like I just got to a part where she wades into a lake or a
Yeah,
river.
yeah.
She wades into this like very powerful river,
Yeah.
and she gets like swept away.
She almost kills herself and him.
Yeah, he has to go in after
Where
her.
are these defensive instincts I've been told about for fucking 100
It's
pages?
so unbelievable to me that she
Yeah.
is a bodyguard.
Yep.
The only time it's brought up is like she's walking back from the river and she like sees a threat. Like I'm like, but you can't see. I just
the
find
river.
it right. I find it completely unbelievable that she has this selective. Like she's like, I see everything, and then
Right.
she gets swept away in a river. I'm like, no chance, pal.
No chance in hell.
Yeah. So I'm really, and it's like an authority issue. I'm like, the contract is void.
The contract is void.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't want to pick up the book.
It only gets worse.
Great.
Yeah. Because I think what she's trying to do there is like, the bodyguard needs saving too.
And it's sure, but like, I need to believe that she is a bodyguard. And I don't believe she's a bodyguard. I believe, how did she get this job?
This mounts to such an implausible final climax. You're gonna be like,
I might have to DNF.
no, you have to read it now. I want to hear your notes on how it ends.
I'm like so annoyed that I still have 60% to go.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. And it's not, I think I did read it on the plane actually.
Yeah, I'll probably try to crush it this week.
Yeah.
You're reading, or you
I'm-
finished reading?
I'm being creepy. I can't stop reading the Fourth Wing series.
Yes.
It's my first foray into romantasy as an adult, I guess.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I read all the YA. Like, I read Divergent. I read...
Okay. Did you read Twilight?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
And actually, I want to talk about
I didn't
that.
read Twilight. So
Okay.
we can cover that. Yeah.
No, so this is...
Sorry. I keep rolling because my floors are uneven. I need to get a chair like that.
You need to get a handyman to
Hold my chair.
lay on the floor in front of your chair so it doesn't roll at all.
Oh my god. I love him already.
But still, he protects your brick.
Oh, he's the best. He's so good to me.
He's a stoic. Okay, yeah. So, I'm not ready for ACOTAR.
Okay.
And I just know that about myself, and that's okay.
Why do you feel that you were ready for the Fourth Wing and not ACOTAR?
People had kind of sold me on, like, they were like, it's kind of like that. Think like the Academy books, the YA, like, like.
It's more focused on the fantasy of it all.
Well, also, I kind
I
of.
haven't read the Fourth Wing. I should.
I just kind of.
Just Fourth Wing, not the Fourth.
Oh, sorry. Wait, is it on? Oh my god, I have it because
Fourth
Juice lent it to me. I haven't read it yet though.
Fourth Wing, the next one's Iron Flame. Iron Flame. I don't know what the
Okay.
last one is.
Storm.
Onyx Storm. Yeah, no, my sister-in-law is much like me. She's like, when she has a book, she
She's
just
just-
tears through
yeah.
it, and she's very. So we were with Mitten's family in Florida, and she like was out to lunch when we were literally out to lunch. I was
Interesting.
like, Brother Bear, and she's like reading, and I was like, this is a relatable.
Yeah.
I know that. So I was like, what are you reading? And she's like, well, I finally bit on Fourth Wing. So I was like, okay.
Has she read ACOTAR?
No.
Okay.
And what I liked, it sounds like it's more like the books I liked that were like, young cadets at an academy where there's
right.
like this
They
like
have like
fantasy
a
element.
Okay.
But yeah, like I like the like students who then become part of the war kind of thing.
Okay, interesting.
Again, not to talk about Harry Potter and J.K. Rowling.
JKR.
But yeah, no, it's kind of like okay, military academy. I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
But you know, like I had never read the books, but I loved the Peacock adaptation of Vampire Academy so
Oh yeah, I remember
so
you
much.
absolutely deleting that.
I rewatched it like a month or two ago.
Oh.
Mittens was like, "You good?" Like it was so I whatever. And actually, it was better the first watch, but fine. At least they're all 20. They're not teenagers. Like
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
you
They're
enter
all
the
20 in
academy
this.
when you're 20, so they're all
Okay.
20 or older. I deleted it. I read Fourth Wing, which is a famously large
Large.
book,
Yeah, that's because I was like, I've read ACOTAR and I was like, those took me so long to get
24
through.
hours.
Wow.
Yeah. So now I'm not keeping the same clip on the second one. Honestly, it's just like, okay, they're quite long
Yeah.
and it's a lot of the same. And the second book is a lot more like conflict predicated on miscommunication, which you
Which you
know.
hate. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, not for me.
The
But what I want
is the conflict romantic or war?
romantic. Like the
Interesting.
only conflict I care about. There
Oh,
there's a
got
war
it.
going on, don't get me wrong,
Just
but
let's be clear.
yeah, but no, the miscommunication conflict.
Okay.
No, I don't care if like generals miscommunicate. It something
Even
matters
though,
at the heart.
even though it's a big deal if generals miscommunicate.
I
I
would
bet.
so much sooner generals miscommunicate than two people who love each other very much.
I'd rather like true disasters happen at the hands of a general because of miscommunication.
Thousands die.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I'm literally rolling.
You're like
Rolling
like this
around.
huge-
Should I? Um.
Okay,
Sorry.
so no, it's like I'm glad you mentioned Twilight because what I want to talk about, and I'm mulling this over because I'm
Yeah.
like, why do I like these
Yeah.
books?
No,
Like,
I want to get into
it's
it.
fucking weird. I don't know. Um, they're so like once they force the people who are gonna be together,
Yeah.
it's that like Twilight level, like heightened by the supernatural, obsessive love,
Imprinting.
that kind of vibe,
Yeah.
yeah. And it's like interesting. You're like, oh my God, these two like need each other to like
And I
breathe.
do love that.
And then I was describing this to Mittens. I was like, yeah, and he's like, yeah, you don't write like romance books about like a normal couple. Like, hey,
It's
gonna be
true.
late from work today. No worries. Like, I'll cover this. Like, I was like, well, yeah, but that's like really nice too. I was like, I can't think of anyone in my real life that has that kind of infatuation with their partner. Like it genuinely isn't true to life,
Yeah, because I don't think it's sustainable, really, right?
right? I guess maybe that's why you need the element of fantasy on top of it
Yeah.
to like make it somehow plausible.
Yeah.
But it is
Yeah, true,
also
because you don't, do you even see that really in like normal romance novels?
no, I don't think so. Like I'm, you know, again thinking of like I go back to my favorite one, Book Lovers.
Yeah.
And it's like they're what I like about Book Lovers is they waste no time telling each other how they feel. It's
Yeah.
okay. No, they like are really into each other and the main conflict is that they like family obligations might keep them
Yeah.
apart and like location. But even then they're like when they think they're gonna really have to be apart, they're like, okay, this is really hard, but like I'll go back to my life.
Yeah.
And like you have stuff you need to do here.
Yeah.
And I liked how earnest they were and honest about their feelings. That was a big part of the appeal because it was like, no, I like
They're not
really I
miscommunicating.
love you so much.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like the fervency of that
Yeah, like if
love
we're
that did it
apart,
for
it's
yeah.
gonna like will destroy my life.
Yeah, like I don't right. And then I'm like, well, why do I like these books? Maybe it is because that's like an entertaining
Yeah.
kind of love story to be witnessed to. But I'm like, it really isn't like anything I've ever seen
Yeah.
in real people.
I don't think so either. And I think anytime like you witness that, you're kind of like, oh, but yeah, I don't think I actually have witnessed
Like I know people who are codependent, but that's
it's
not like
different for sure, I
I
think.
think you need the escape hatch of like their dragons made them do it.
Or like the prophecy
Yeah,
said we had to meet.
right. And it's
Yeah.
like actually this is healthy because it's like foretold
Yeah.
or like
Which, and I think I said in our trope episode that like one thing I don't like is like fate brought us together.
Mhm.
But I think that's exclusive to non-fantasy for me.
Right, because what if it's your
Yeah.
dragons?
My dragon
And
flew me here.
it's actually like their dragons are mates.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm gonna bring this with me this week because I'm excited to read it.
It goes down real smooth.
Yeah.
But then, okay, the other thing I wanted to talk about a little bit, and granted, I'm only like 60% of the way into the second book of three, but it's like when you bring together like fated or supernaturally matched love
Yeah.
interests, what do you do from there when it's book one? Like, what do you do when you've got this whole
Yeah.
series and like people are rooting for it so hard?
Well, war probably gets in the way.
Bingo. And you know who else does that? Percy Jackson. But it's like
It all comes back to PJ.
you have to find ways to keep those two cats apart
Yeah.
because that's the only thing
The only thing
that's
stronger than love
left.
is war.
Right. Well, that's bleak. But yeah, maybe I just think it like I guess then I'm like I was questioning, am I interested in the ever after or like the what happens
Oh,
next?
interesting.
If the conflict is no longer like do we want to be together
Yeah.
and now it's about staying together,
Like,
is that as
right.
compelling to me? So far, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, it seems like you're having a hard time with the second book.
Well, it's just like a lot of the war stuff. And again, like I don't I'm pretty unmoved by the deaths of
I
Bassett.
know.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I have mixed feelings about ACOTAR, honestly. Sorry, did you want to say more about
No, please.
I have kind of mixed feelings about ACOTAR. I had a hard time getting I want you to read them because I want to talk about it.
Okay.
Because I don't find them that like I don't have the same like I don't feel the passion you're feeling about Fourth Wing, and I don't seem to share what the other girls are feeling about ACOTAR. Like it's
Okay.
not something I feel like I'm like fiending for it.
Right.
The romance, the first book, and anyone will tell you this, the first book is not. You just got to get through it.
Okay.
I don't like the main character. That's part of my issue. I don't like her. I don't find her interesting or compelling.
That's a problem.
And the first, I think, how many books are there? 5, 4. The first 4 books are about her, and you're like,
The fourth.
yeah, the fourth one is small. But this is the same thing where there's a lot of war happening, and
Okay.
you're like, no, I love this.
Go back to kissing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't really know what I was trying to say with this, but I just don't. I'm like, I don't have to. Like, I'm like, it took me a long time to get through because I'm not. I think not that interested in the love story and the war. I'm not interested in it at all.
Yeah.
But the 5th book in the ACOTAR series, now we're cooking with gas.
Now we're cooking.
I was like, okay, it took me about 3,000 pages to get here, but I'm on board because we finally moved to the sister, and she's actually interesting.
Well,
She
well.
is a 3-dimensional person.
Nice to meet you.
With depression.
All right. Yeah.
And her romance is so good. But it is
Oh, yeah.
very, I think, to your point, it's like people who are like, I think there is a level of fate, or like, isn't there like a soulmate thing in ACOTAR?
Yeah, you have your mate.
Your mate, yeah. Where it's like, once you find your mate, oh, it's actually crazy. But once you find your mate, like, you realize it, and then you guys, like, go into a love nest for a week.
Is it like Love Island?
No, it's like you're so into each other that you gotta go.
What's that place
You, like,
called
can't-
in Love Island?
The hideaway.
The Hideaway.
Yeah, maybe. It's like
James is telling us, no, still no.
I like the hideaway. Not for a week.
you're so
Is it a literal nest?
No,
'Cause
sorry.
they've
You
got
literally,
wings, don't they?
they do,
Some.
yeah. They are so into each other they can't be around other people. Like that's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like our horniness for each other would be disturbing the peace. So we have to go away for a little while.
Whoa.
But there is that element of like fate, which is
Okay.
interesting. But I really want you to read them because I want to know if it's like I want to know how the war
Yeah.
is different, like if you find the war in this way, because I literally like I'm like, and it's bad because like I'm not like retaining plot points about the war, and then it's like to follow the book you actually
Who's
need.
winning?
it's really a metaphor for watching football and reading a romance.
Totally. Yeah.
They're trying to get us into football.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So I just want you to read, and I'm gonna read Fourth Wing
Okay.
because I want
I'd
to.
like to compare notes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I do like both the love interests. Like I
Okay.
like,
That's important.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're kind of hot,
Okay.
so it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's like kind of been all consuming in terms of my culture this
Yeah.
week. Yeah, no, I've been reading Fourth Wing.
Did you wait? Did you want to say something about Twilight, or did we already
Well,
cover
no,
it?
it's just that same like imprint thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no. I
Yeah.
found that less compelling.
Okay.
But then I guess to tie it back to the Twilight thing, it's like you introduce them early. They're literally like tied together by all universal forces. And then it's like, what do you do with them? War, one thing, and Twilight does go there, or pregnant.
The only two. It's the two genders. Born pregnant.
It's a pregnancy. Yeah, and in that case, they went for both.
Yeah.
And then that becomes a whole different kind of novel, a family novel.
Yeah. Ugh.
Okay.
Actually, Akatar does introduce a pregnancy as well.
Yeah, that's what you have
Sorry.
to do.
Spoiler.
But yeah, I think I'll be writing a normal romance.
Normal romance with no war.
No pregnancy.
Boo, war.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Oh, I don't. You know what kind of fantasy where the like not war but the real plot, I guess you could call it, does interest me and I like it is like a dystopian,
Right.
which might be more divergent.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Hunger Games, I was both into the romance. I'm very into the romance, the PETA of it all,
Oh, totally. Are you kidding me?
but also super into like who was gonna win the Hunger Games.
Mhm.
That's a
I
very,
agree.
I think, well executed plot versus romance.
Yes, I'm so with you there, and it feels more like a broad social commentary than like this is a war.
Yeah.
I think you'll find a little bit of that in Portland
Okay.
too. Kind of, not really. It's a war of ethic. It's a moral war.
Okay, I like that. I
Yeah.
guess kind of.
Um,
It's always a moral war.
isn't it always?
Can't
Isn't
we
it
get
just?
like I don't know what else you have wars over. I
We
guess.
want your
Land.
natural resources.
Yeah, yeah. Canada, we want your minerals.
But in the background, two people are really horny for each other.
Yeah.
I guess it's also nice, like the love interests are like big figures in the war, and in ways I find interesting. It's not just like we are good at fighting. It's
Yeah.
like we have to continually and creatively use our powers.
That's cool. Yeah.
God.
I know that's cool. It's tough that whenever you're describing a fantasy novel, you sound like such a fucking dork.
I'm like beyond. Yeah.
The
No,
biggest
no,
freak.
it's actually like kind of a cool war because like she's like channeling from her dragon, and so that helps her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I'm just having trouble getting through the bodyguard, but I'll let you know once I'm done.
Yeah. Oh, spoiler, pregnancy. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh, I was about to
No. Okay, so should we
get
to...
into the writing exercise of the week. Do you
Yeah.
want to go first, or
Yeah.
should I?
I'd like to take this opportunity to hold myself accountable, as is the nature of this podcast. I didn't go as deep into my character research as I should have or I intended to, but I'm a new mother.
True.
I'm gonna appeal to camera on this
You're
one.
gonna invoke a pregnancy.
I'm a new mother to a beautiful puppy, and that is more time consuming than I can possibly say.
And it builds character, so
It builds character. I look forward to bringing this newfound empathy into my writing.
yeah, there's gonna be butthole wiping.
Yeah, but I'll just say I've got some
Okay.
research to talk through, but I think given that you said I need my laptop to show you slides, you probably went further. So
I
I
only have like what?
want you to start.
Okay. So just to set up what we did this week,
Yeah.
it was you're supposed to get to know your character, whatever that means to you. And in my head it was like a mood board.
Yeah, no, I love your interpretation.
Thank you. I will say I'll just back up about my process.
Okay.
I decided to make like a PowerPoint presentation And I found myself getting like really bogged down in the Save the Cat
Right.
model where I was like, I need, before I can get to know my protagonist, I have to know like what her hero's journey is.
Yeah.
And so I was like trying to figure out her wants and her needs and what has she been through that's made her this way?
Yes.
And what is she gonna go through? And what's her transformation? Blah, 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 blah. And I found myself getting really like frustrated because I was like, I'm trying to give this poor girl mental illnesses. Like, I'm like giving her trauma, like this poor girl. So I had to take a step back because I was like, I think I'm getting too into like the sad, or not the sad, but like the actual story.
Right.
And I think I need to just, for my process, this isn't working. So I was like, I just need to like build a character, like a person I would like, I
Yeah,
guess,
yeah.
first, and then go from there. I need
Yes.
to like find out who she is, like let her show herself to me a
Okay.
little bit. And of course, I'm making it, so it's, you know. But I was like, I have a general idea of like what she does and like what her issues are.
Yep.
I don't need to, I think I was getting bogged down on like, why does she have that issue?
Right. You
Like-
could shadow someone for a whole day and not understand why they're doing the
Yeah.
things they're doing or acting the way they are or appearing in the world as they are.
Right.
But like
It takes a
you can
long
still
time to
observe
figure
them.
out what the fuck is wrong with people.
Yeah. And in
So-
a day of shadowing, you could still know a lot about that person.
Yeah.
That's all I am willing to know at this point in time.
And I think as a little bit, I think it's sometimes with like female friendships, not to get too,
Yeah.
but it's like I was kind of coming at it with like, what are things about women that I want to know in order to be friends with them?
Oh, I love that.
Is that crazy?
No, that's a good framework.
But I kind of had to take a step back from that, where I was like, let's just give her how does she appear in the world
Yep.
first,
Yep.
and then go from there.
Cool.
So I decided to, instead doing a 10 slide deck, I did just 3. And it's just visual with some notes. So first slide is about her. Who is she? Like, what's her vibe? Second slide is the love interest. What's his vibe? And what's their romance vibe?
Mm-hmm.
The third one, there's not a lot on it yet, because this is getting into her trauma, I feel like. And like, who...
You couldn't help yourself. You needed a place
Yeah.
to put inklings of trauma.
And because every romance novel, it's like, you have to figure out what her relationship with her family is. And I'm just like, I'm not there yet,
No.
but I'm starting that slide. And I have a better idea. I think doing the first 2 helped me get to this. Like, I could do the third slide.
Okay.
So, the first one is about her. I'll just read my notes and then I'll show. Actually, yeah, I'll read my notes first and then I'll show you. So I just did like words to describe her. She's girly. She's very girly. She's opinionated. She's and like some of this is like probably sexist, but just bear with me. I'm working on it. I'm working through something.
Add that to the trauma slide.
Sexism. She's like opinionated. She's a bit bossy. She's a control freak.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you'll probably feel a little bit of me in this. Her style is a bit eccentric. Looks like Gumball Machine. Lots of color and patterns. I had to dress her in order to understand her.
Put a pin in that because I'm
Yeah.
right there with you. Yeah.
She does big jewelry.
Big jewelry. Yeah, I see it.
She's a maximalist.
Mm-hmm.
She dresses kind of like a creative director, is what I was.
That's so helpful. I have her in my crosshairs.
Okay. And then I wanted to give her hair. Hair and features.
Generous.
Skull, making a Barbie. She's got dark hair. I don't know. Just to me, she does.
Yeah, all right. It's
I
okay
think she might
to be a
have a bob. I don't know.
That is very creative director.
Yeah, and I think she has glasses, but I kind of want to give the guy glasses, and 2 people with glasses is ugh.
I think that's also
What,
realistic.
are they going to take each other's glasses off before they kiss?
I love that. I'm sorry. I'd read that so hard.
I would too.
Yeah. Also, you can kiss in glasses. That's not.
But don't they get
prohibitive.
foggy, I've heard? I don't know.
Someone write in who wears glasses.
Yeah. This is a small detail. Freckles, perhaps. That's a personal note. She's got a really nice life. Very independent. She has a couch in her office. That was important for me. I don't want to make her a workaholic because annoying, but she's very dedicated to her job. She reads maybe a little bit ditzy, but she's not. She's not okay. And then I know I said in the last episode I was getting an Elle Woods vibe from her. Turns out no, I wasn't.
Okay.
And so she's not Elle Woods. She's Jenna Rink
Jenna
from 13
Rink.
Going on 30.
Hell yeah.
She's just kind of like got a childish energy,
Yep.
but she's not like, I don't know. She's just kind of fun.
Okay.
She I think has only had one serious relationship, but we're still teasing that out.
Okay.
I think she does get around sexually.
I hate the hard pivot from childlike energy to gets around sexually.
That's fair. Yeah, I guess there is sort of a problem with like the 13 going on 30. Like she's 30.
She's 30. She's real
firmly
30.
30.
Mm-hmm.
But she's got a joie de vivre.
Mm-hmm.
But she mostly keeps things casual, I think.
Cool.
She does not like letting men in her space.
Okay. Yeah.
She's just very hyper independent. Like, that's the deal. Okay, and then this is visually what we're working with. We'll show it to the... Maybe we can put it, like, in the video. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sofia Coppola, yeah.
Yeah, I did Greta Gerwig, Sofia Coppola. Like, she's got this producer energy. She works in TV, obviously, so she's comfortable with AV equipment.
I'm seeing like a lot of raw tit in one of those pictures.
Yeah, I think she might have tits. I don't know.
God damn it.
I know, sorry. She likes, like, big patterns, colors.
Yeah.
I put Lady Bird in here because I think that's who she kind of was as a teenager.
Love.
And then I put a tweet in here that says, "Sorry for being a horny pervert with intimacy issues at the same time."
Nice.
So that's kind of her energy.
Save that for the trauma slide.
Yeah. But yeah, she does a lot of like pink, and she's kind of annoying in that she has like posters that say like "Mom, I am a rich man." Like she's a little annoying.
Got it.
That's her.
I love her.
Yeah.
And I do want to be friends with her.
Good. Okay. Important. Yeah. Okay, and then love interest. I think you're really gonna like him.
Oh boy.
I think you're gonna like him.
Boy.
Okay, he's a huge nerd.
Mm-hmm.
He like this is very specific to me. He like remembers stats from like his favorite teams from like before he was born. Like he knows like detail. He like is weird. He's sort of like sleeper hot.
Oh yeah. So
Like
you do want to take off his glasses.
yeah,
Okay.
And they're like bad glasses. He doesn't dress well. He's like skinny with a little meat.
Mm-hmm.
He's the same height as Nell. For some reason, that's important to me.
Yeah.
Because I kind of wanted to make him a short kid. She just rolled her eyes. I kind of wanted to make him a short king, but like I think that's gonna take people out of it.
Okay.
I think too many people have issues with short men.
I think you're right.
Okay, he has like several niche interests where you're like, what?
Okay.
Like he's really into like the band Weezer.
Sure.
Like
this is tracking, yeah.
I was reading Adam Scott's Wikipedia page the other day. This is what kind of like inspired that detail.
Mm-hmm.
He apparently is such a big fan of REM that he has like an REM podcast.
You're kidding me.
So it's like that. He's got like these
like
weird
a dreamboat to me.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
He knows how to roast a chicken for some reason.
Totally unrelated to your recent roast.
Yeah, totally. He's like really nice to his neighbors.
Love.
He's chatty but kind of annoying. Like he's like a little too chatty. Like my girl's not chatty. She's like has strong opinions, but she's not chatty.
Cool.
He is chatty, like a yapper, and she's like shut up.
Nice.
He thinks he's always right, much like our protagonist. He reads super like so she reads kind of ditzy. He reads arrogant, like totally. Maybe she needs to read arrogant too. Actually, I'm gonna have to revisit that. He reads like super annoying, but he's actually very sweet. And then I think you're gonna like this. I made him from Chicago.
Yeah, of course I love that. Are you kidding me? But that means you're gonna have to learn a lot about like the Cubs.
I have
he's
3
a Sox
Cubs.
Fan?
No, he's a Cubs fan. I'm sorry. I just don't know enough about the White Sox, and they're so bad right now. Mm-hmm. It's kind of. And the last line is huge Cubs fan.
Huge Cubs fan. No, that'll work.
I'll just be quick. Okay.
You're doing perfect.
So this is his mood board.
Oh yeah.
He's kind of like this is like really the energy, and I know you love Adam Brody.
Of course I do. Are you kidding? I also freaking love Bill Hader.
Yeah, and this is from Trainwreck, which is I feel like kind of like I really like him in that.
Totally. And that's that,
Dylan
like,
O'Brien, is that his name?
sports adjacent kind of guy,
Yeah.
too. Yeah,
Clean
Dylan O'Brien.
apartment, but like it's old, you know?
Love. I see that on the Upper West.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then these are like the two movie inspos for the romance, which is just You've Got Mail and Pride and Prejudice.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
and yeah, and I haven't decided if they're both living in New York or if they're both living in Chicago yet. I might put them in Chicago.
Swoon, come
Yeah.
on. And then maybe we have to, like, go to
I
Chicago
know.
on
That's
research
exactly where my
trips.
brain went.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the last slide I won't get really into, but this is like her family situation. I'm thinking it's like a little bit Gilmore Girlsy.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I'm thinking she has like like a codependent relationship with her mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or there's something there. I don't know. And
And
then
that-
this is her friend.
Okay, yeah.
I don't really know her deal yet, but she's got one friend.
Yeah.
And then I think she just comes from a very like female heavy family. That's gonna be like the vibe, I think.
Like
I just
that
haven't
too.
like totally teased that out yet.
The Gilmore thing to me too is like a daughter as a foil to her mom. Like the mom is super chatty and like the daughter becomes like
Yeah, more like
economical in her like
Yeah.
how she speaks and presents because her mom is
also the trauma I think is gonna and
Mommy
I think I
issues?
know what the trauma is, but I'm not ready to like talk about
no.
it.
I also believe that's a lot of the meat. So maybe
Yeah, and I kind of maybe I'm not gonna share it.
how
We'll see.
demure are we meant to be? With,
Yeah. So that's
the
what I did
listeners.
this week, and I'm feeling a little less scared. I was feeling really scared when I started it.
Yeah, I'm kind of there
Yeah,
right
okay.
now. I've done some preliminary thinking, but like I owe this level of like, okay, we're
This
getting into
honestly
it.
took me an hour, so
Well-
once I really sat down and
You got real.
yeah.
I mostly engaged with my character. Okay, so I was thinking through it. This is gonna sound insane. One day for work this week, I wore like a really weird outfit. I was wearing a black like mid-calf dress and then a
Okay.
black cardigan and then black boots. And
Fun.
no, what I'm describing, like, yeah, it might sound normal. No, I looked like, did you ever read like the Miss Nelson is Missing books?
No. Wait, maybe?
There's a character, Miss Viola Swamp. Yeah.
Okay, she sounds great.
It's children's books for a change.
Yeah.
But Miss Nelson is like a really sweet, really like just unbelievably charitable teacher, grade school teacher for a class of just rotten children.
Yeah.
They're naughty as all hell. And she has trouble disciplining them because her disposition is so kind,
sweet.
so sweet. And lo and behold, one day she's out sick and there's a substitute and it's Miss Viola Swamp. And Miss Viola Swamp is discipline personified.
Yeah,
She's
with a name
austere.
like that.
She's bashing skulls together.
She's
down.
draining the swamp, you could say.
She's draining the swamp with these naughty, good for nothing kids. But I think the conceit at the end is like it was Miss Nelson all along, but she dresses.
Differently?
Yeah, she like goes from being blonde and sweet and busty for a kid's book. Okay, it's the picture book.
She gets a breast reduction.
But Miss Viola Swamp, she has got this large mane of black tangled hair and like she wears exactly the outfit I wore to work this week.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, actually like I like fashion. This wouldn't tell you so, but I was like I similarly was like I just need to know like what she'd look like if I were like sitting across the train
Ooh, so you
from
wore
her.
that like as a... I
No.
love that exercise.
It made me think of it because I was like, I look like
Oh.
Miss Viola Swamp.
Got
What
it.
would I wear if I, but then it put it in my head. Okay, so then I've already mentioned we were in Florida with Mitten's family. And then I was thinking of my character. I was like, oh, she's such a New Yorker. And I know I keep like using
Yeah.
that as a platitude, but like you put her anywhere and you can tell. And like in Key West, that would look like being like, you're like 50% more dressed up than the next person. You might be like you've done the work to like be right for the setting. You're wearing like
Ooh.
like a tropical print or
Yeah.
like but it's like a $500 dress for modo operandi and
Okay.
like you look polished and
Yeah.
everyone's in like, a Hawaiian shirt.
Tell me
But
about
you're,
Hama.
you're referencing and then it's not about the price point of the garment. It's about like the
Taste.
presentation
Yeah.
of the person. And she's like always, it's like, oh yeah, but you're like,
She knows what she's doing.
Something I thought of, I was at a wedding one time and I was wearing like it was cold. It was maybe like a November wedding, and I was wearing my jacket over my shoulders, but without my hands through the sleeves.
Mm,
And I was talking to like someone new at the wedding, and I said, "Oh, like something about being from the Midwest, whatever." And someone was like, "No one would ever think that of you wearing a jacket like that. Like it's just like
that's
a New
funny.
York way to
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
toss." And
Got it. Okay, so she just like no, she's a cut above.
and kind of that
Sorry.
sounds so elitist, and you said it, not me. No, but it is. It's like, oh, like obviously that person, like even like a lot of cities have like their own kind of
Yeah,
like fashion identity to them. Like Seattle, huge bustling city, but like you dress like you're from New York and Seattle, people are
true.
like, what the fuck is her
Yeah, no,
deal?
that's a really good. That's good.
I
Yeah,
want her to just like be
she looks
immovable
like
from this
she's
place. Yeah.
yes. Okay, I love that.
And then the other thing that came up for me, and this is all just kind of like happening in real life, I'm trying to like think through, like in my day to day, like how would she present here?
Yeah.
Traveling. She is so fucking good at traveling by herself.
Oh, I love that.
Airport security, she like is, yeah, she's good at it.
Yeah.
And it's like fast and efficient, and it's
She like knows whether or not TSA is making you take out your. She somehow knows what they're doing
yes.
today.
She's not gonna fuck around with that like shuttle to the Uber. No, she's like beelining for the taxi stand because she knows like if she gets there before the rush, whatever. Like she's an
She's sharp.
efficient traveler.
Yeah.
That's very important to me. The last detail that came up again, kind of in the context of my own living, I was like, how does she respond to different mundane events? She's always throwing her card down at the bar. That's her energy.
Ooh, I like that.
She's nobody's buying her a drink. She's like, I'll
Yeah.
pick up around here or whatever.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
always throwing her card down, but she's also always leaving it there. So she's like a business
That's
bitch.
so I don't get that.
Yeah, no, obviously we relate to that heavy.
Yeah.
But like she's like about it. She's very like has ownership of her own stuff.
Yeah.
But then she's also like, oh, yeah,
she's got kind of like a
left my
generous
card.
spirit, really, because she's sort of like
Never
she's
suppress
unattached a little bit.
urge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and I actually think she is maybe going to be a more, I don't know. I don't want to get too much into her arc, but I think like it's going to be kind of like a grow where you're planted thing. Like anywhere you go, there you are.
I love that about your book.
Yeah. And I do think part of that will be like recognizing more that she does have like this community around. Like she is chatty. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
you know, like her neighbors know her too. I liked that detail from
Yeah.
you. It's not like she's been this walled off person.
Yeah.
It's just like actually engaging. But she, I think she like, yeah, knows her neighbors or like she's friends with her barista or whatever it is. I don't
Right.
know.
She's got small romances.
Small romances in her life. Like she's not a walled off person
Yeah.
at the jump.
I like that.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking about her.
I think you did more work than you think you did.
I need to, well,
Just because you didn't make a slide deck.
I have to get to know her better, and I do not know him.
Yeah. It was hard to get to know him, if I'm being honest, but I know him
Yeah.
in a way, you know?
I also think my girl's a relationship girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like she's not,
She's not like a prude. I wouldn't say she's like a childlike deviant, but
she doesn't, what did I say? She gets around sexually. She
gets around
sexually. She's
Yeah.
a pervert with intimacy issues.
Yeah.
But
Love. No, I think my girl might be. She's tried, but
to no avail.
with the wrong guys.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, okay, more work to do, and I think we talked last time about this was meant to be like fun times.
Yeah. This was supposed to be a little silly.
Meanwhile, I'm like, I couldn't bring myself to do it.
It was too much.
It's terrible. But I think we talked about like maybe
I'm scared for what we
outline.
talked about. Okay. Yeah.
An
No, we
outline.
should do an outline, even though it's like I'm so scared.
I think we have to.
Yeah.
The time is nigh.
Okay.
And who knows how much we're going to share, because I think
we're gonna have to keep it kind of
Yeah.
personally close to the chest.
but we'll find a way to
the big busty chest.
big busty chest. And let's be clear, no big bust on my girl. All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we'll find a way to bring our continued exercise in writing.
Yeah, we can
into
just like I like
sorry.
when we talk about not to get Like, I like when we just like talk about how it feels.
Totally.
It's
Totally.
yeah.
And I think we can set ourselves like fun challenges that like are
Yes.
disclosable.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So we're really just saying we're writing an outline to keep ourselves honest.
Yeah.
But like, it's none of your business.
Yeah. We're writing an
We're
outline.
writing an outline. Who knows if
We're doing it.
that's the last you'll ever hear of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that said,
That's that, yeah.
what's the most romantic thing that happened to you this week?
Okay, I actually need my phone for this.
What?
Just I think I like put something in a note. Uh Mine was my company hosted like a wine tasting this week. Like a post-work wine tasting. And it was one of my in-office days, so I was like, okay. And it was hosted by these two people, and they were just like very sweet. And then at some point, they revealed that they were married, which was just so cute that they
Yeah.
are like running this business together. They met through, I think I can just, yeah, it's called International Notes, I think. I'll look
Oh,
up the name.
cute.
But they like met at work and then started doing this side business. Well, then they started dating and got married. And then during the pandemic,
Detour.
they got really they got really into like natural wines, and now they do these like bespoke natural wine tastings.
Cool.
And it's not their full-time job, but they do it on the side. And it was just like kind of inspiring to me that to see two people who have this like existing relationship working together. I was like, this is just like me and my friends making our podcast.
It is though.
Yeah, and I was just like, it was clear that it like brings them so much joy.
Yeah.
And it's like something that they're passionate about, and they were telling all these stories about how they've traveled and like tried wines and like how wine has like opened up their world, kind of. And I'm being like cheesy about it
Well,
and
it's
putting this
profoundly
like romantic spin on it, but it was more they're just like telling these stories that I found personally romantic.
Yeah.
But I wrote one thing down that the man and the couple said.
Okay.
I'm also like I was testing wine, so I was like crying. I was like, this is so sweet. Did I write it down after all that? After I teased it? Oh, so this guy was talking about like drinking a wine in France. He went to this wine bar, I think, and it was closing down, and he like made some comment about wine that indicated to the guy behind the bar that he was like a wine guy. And then the guy behind the bar got so excited that he was like talking to a wine guy, and he ended up like, is it okay to tell someone else's story like this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
They ended up like chatting the whole night, and like like he like kept they closed the bar, but like he hung out with them the whole night.
Sweet.
And he said this. He was like, and I might be paraphrasing, but he said, you make an effort to get to know people and they'll give it back.
Oh.
And I think that's just something like, I'm not always good at it, but I try. I think just like generally, when you put good energy into the world, it like comes back to you. And sometimes that's just like making conversation with people.
I love
And I just thought it was really sweet. And it moved me.
that. Oh,
And just to see
moving
romance,
me.
like romance X business. I loved it.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got what you could. I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so romantic. Whoa. Wow.
You were kind of inspired me last week with your work your bento box.
Okay. Also, I will say what I knew of your wine tasting before you shared this beautiful story was you writing down that you tasted notes of banana in a wine,
Yeah.
which I don't
It was a
think.
Chenin Blanc. And I was like, it's giving banana.
This one's banana.
Yeah, it's banana. I'm not good at. I actually took a picture of the rest of my notes. Mine were like cracked. I was like blue cheese. I was like, what?
Wow.
Also, I had like 4 by the end, and like the last one I had written down like there's like it was a red, and I was like carbonation, and I said that to someone. I was like, does this feel like taste like carbonated to you? And they were like, I think it's just because you've been using the same glass for 4 glasses of wine. And I was like, oh, yep. That's that.
Whatever, sustainable.
Yeah.
Damn.
I was like, I've never had like a carbonated red. How fun.
No, that's a chemical reaction.
Yeah, they're like, no.
Damn. Um, okay, my most romantic thing this week is not nearly so beautifully sentimental as that.
It's okay. That's the
But,
beauty of the exercise. Sometimes it's like dumb.
well, on the back of bento bugs, here I
No,
am.
bento box was sweet.
Okay, well, most romantic thing this week. How many times do I have to say it? I was in Florida. Okay.
You're always in
I
Florida,
know,
by the
what the
way.
fuck? It's so
With the
scary.
flora and fauna.
Yeah. I shared a room with my husband, in the house we were in, but the room was side by side twin beds. And like, there was at one point a suggestion, oh, you could just push them together. Why would we do that?
Yeah, enjoy
Like,
your twin.
also, we're both huge people.
So
So
tall.
tall. Like, sharing a like loosely approximated full bed, so much worse than each of us just like having a twin bed.
Yeah.
But what was like actually so wonderful, it felt like having a sleepover
Oh, that's
every
so
night.
cute.
And then we had a TV, so like sometimes we like watch a show from our individual twin beds, and it'd be like it was like slumber party vibes.
Oh, I love that.
It was kind of funny. And it felt so romantic because it's like the foundation of romance and my ideal and like also the romance all right. It's like friendship. Like
Yeah.
you gotta be
You gotta
each
like the
other's
person a lot.
best friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to tie it into the Florida of it all, it's like, seeing my parents now like retire and whatever. It's like, yeah, that's who you hang out. Like that's your bro. Like you
Yeah.
better be able to hang because like yeah, and like they're having so much fun because they're really good friends.
Yeah, you can feel your parents' friendship. It jumps off the page.
It jumps off the page. But yeah, it was like a fun slumber party. I also like hadn't been in a twin bed since like college, and
Must be nice. I sleep in a twin bed at home.
oh wait, no, like I definitely have slept in a twin bed at my parents' house.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
you're right. But I like it.
Yeah,
It's like
okay.
now that I know about dog ownership, you like dogs like to kind of feel like they're snuggling into their bed, like they're like
Oh, like constricted a little.
kind of like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm just so petite to fit into this little bed.
Yeah.
I feel that way in a twin.
Well,
I'm
yeah, because
like,
you're 6 feet tall.
but I'm kind of like a little too big for the bed, but it somehow feels quite comfortable for me to like dominate the bed.
Yeah, oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah,
You
it's
fill your
bizarre.
crate.
Yeah, I feel my crate. Yeah, I'm right sized to
Yeah.
my crate.
This is also, sorry,
Yeah.
quickly reminding me of how, like, we always say that, like, we're funnier in certain setups.
Yeah.
Like, I always think I used to think in college you were funny when you sat at your desk.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why. It's just
Yeah.
like sometimes when you rearrange yourself, it's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's like, aren't we being weird?
Yeah, like, it would be the crazy hat.
God knows I never sat at my desk in
It
college.
happened so rarely. It was the
Literally
novelty, really.
never.
It was like seeing a teacher. It was like seeing a dog on its hind legs.
It was look at my little hat.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So romance.
That's it. And now Molly has to go see her baby.
I gotta go to my puppy.
Yeah.
Sorry,
so-
gotta go.
And we gotta go
jet.
meet him.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Good night.
Wahoo!